Question time. Here we are. Taiwan blend. Here we go. How we going to do this? Make sure we get this right here. Let's open up my question here. Here we go.
Give it to me.
Here we go.
Hit me with it.
You hit it with it. Here we go. Here we go. This should be very nice. You are driving down a dark mountain road late at night, and you spot a woman running wildly in the opposite direction. She passes you. Now, about 100 meters past her, you see a man who appears to be running after her. Number one, would you continue driving your car and just keep going, or would you turn the car around and ask the woman to jump in and drive off? Now, this is for you, Stewart.
Well, I would definitely turn the car around. I don't know that I'd ask her to jump in and drive off with me. I'd check with her, ask her if she needed any help, of course. And I would, I'd stay and observe. I would definitely get on my phone and hit the old 119 and alert the authorities. But yeah, I would definitely not leave them alone on that mountain road.
Yeah, who's going to leave someone alone?
That's a pretty simple question, right?
Yeah. I'd turn around and then, just observe what's going on.
Yeah.
Offer help. Might be nothing. Might be nothing.
Could be coincidence. But
give it a second to see what the situation is, and then make a judgment on the next interaction when they catch up to each other, and be ready to step in and blare on the horn, make a big noise, distract them somehow.
Yeah. Break his legs if need be.
Yeah, I would try to be Rambo. I'm just the idiot in me, you know.
That's the cop in you.
Yeah, well, okay. Don't say that too loudly. But that kind of like. Just shh. I want everybody to know that, man. That gets me into trouble. Nobody wants to be my friend if they find that.
Your service.
But I would try to be a hero, but I don't know, man. The sticking your neck out there, can be quite scary sometimes.
Yeah, but could you live with yourself if you read in a newspaper the next day about a corpse found on that same mountain road, and there's no way you could. So.
Yeah, you've got to take some responsibility for that connection, just to at least observe. What is going down.
I would absolutely try and de-escalate the situation, words before violence, for sure. But if push came to shove, I'm going to give it the old college try. And,
that's very Buddhist of you.
Well, I call myself the pacifist humanist. So,
all right, what you got for us?
Sorry,
what you got for us?
What's your question? Bring it on.
Sean, you've arrived at your children's elementary school to pick them up after school, and realize you've forgotten their helmet. Do you still drive them home on your scooter?
Well, there's a saying: when in Rome, do as the Romans do. Everyone does that. We've been known to do it. Yes.
You would?
I would take him home without a helmet.
I would do it. I would put him on the back of the bike and
you both fail. I'm not even going to listen to your explanations. It was a trick question. You never put a child on a scooter.
And now
take an Uber.
You see,
public transportation. Trick question.
No, you ruined my reputation now. I mean, that's
it. What you wanted to play the scruples game.
Exactly. Well, is there a winner or loser in the scruples game?
I think there is a proper answer, and I say I would never take my child on a scooter.
Never take a child.
And I also said elementary school too. That was
that's 7 to 11, right?
Yeah. Well,
7 to 10.
Next time we play, I'll say kindergarten.
And kindergarten.
Yeah, but I don't think children. It's just, especially when you see them without helmets. It just. But 20 years here, seeing it daily. I mean, we went bye-bye today, so everything's going to be fine.
I lived out in Penghu for a couple of years, and we were talking with, out there, nobody wears helmets, right? And that was still the thing. Nobody.
The same in the South.
And they kind of made it a rule. And, I was speaking with my local doctor one day, and the conversation of helmets came up about, and he said, well, what I've noticed as being the main doctor on the island, since the introduction of helmets, is there's been a 50% decrease in head injuries. well, that's pretty interesting. But then he said there's been a 50 increase injury in spinal injuries. Where these helmets that go to there and people fall off and it cracks them in the back of the spine.
Well, time was neurosurgeons were coming to Taiwan to train.
No kidding.
Because they had so many opportunities to work on people, you know? But oddly enough, I spoke to a doctor during one of my many surgeries that I've had here. You've had more. And I said, is there a lot of brain injury? Is that like the most common thing? And he said, no, knees and elbows. Which makes absolute sense, yeah. Knees and elbows, yeah.
Oh, that's scary.
Well, it's the scooter culture, right?
Well.
But, bless the politician that ever tries to take the scooters away.
Well, yeah,
he's not
the
getting
Taiwan
the
tattoo is a
the
thing.
Taiwan tattoo,
Taiwan
Shout
tattoo.
out
You
to
know what a Taiwan
Aurora.
tattoo is?
Way to get rid of your tattoo.
Where to go?
You know what a Taiwan tattoo is?
Tell me about it.
A Taiwan tattoo is your road rash scar. You've got.
It's actually the burn from the muffler.
From the muffler.
Burn from the muffler.
The road rash scar.
Yeah, I had a Sanyang that never died. I couldn't break this motorcycle. It just wouldn't die. And if in Taiwan, if you have a problem with a motorcycle, you just look to left and right, and you can find someone who can fix it. It's always.
For about
So everybody's got
$150,
16 stories about how this mechanic saved their life.
Yeah,
I had a guy jerry-rig my clutch one time, so I had to actually pull on the wire, but
But it
It
works.
worked, right?
It works. So what do you got for us?
Okay.
Let's see what you got.
So, special question.
Uh-oh.
The police ask you for information. This is the local Taiwan police. Ask you for information about a foreign friend who's involved in political activities. Do you fully cooperate?
Ooh. Do I have to write?
let me put a caveat on that.
Okay.
In political activities that you disagree with, like
see-
pro KMT or something.
We can't have professionals coming on the show because they ask these tough questions. Okay, you see, how am I going to wing this? I would ask. I think I would have the right in Taiwan to ask why. Would I have the
You wouldn't
option?
get a straight answer.
Your choice is no, I'm not going to cooperate. No, I'm not going to dob my friend.
Yeah, I like these guys that try and tweak the hypothetical.
Yeah, that's a
Come
lot
on,
of.
yes or no?
That's a lot of.
Do you fully cooperate?
Do I full? So you said the word fully. That's the thing that.
No.
Ooh, I would have problems with that. I would probably have to, in my current situation, I'll probably be able to say I can't talk to you without, legal representation. I would have to really keep my mouth shut. I mean, in this situation. How about you? I mean,
So it's a friend of mine?
It's a friend.
Or somebody I know?
Acquaintance, a friend, a foreigner.
Somebody
It's a foreigner.
Well, I shouldn't. Here I am saying don't put twists on the hypothetical. No, stitches get stitches and end up in ditches. And I don't think the police have any right to impinge upon somebody's political beliefs. And even if they were a Trumpy, even if they were something that I am morally against and find completely repugnant, they have the right to their opinion, and the police should not interfere. So I would just feign ignorance and get on my merry way.
So you just said, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't even know the guy.
Okay, good. Because now I feel very safe.
Am I? Do I pass the Staples test?
now you feel very safe. Well,
You're not going to dog me in.
well,
You're
it's
amongst friends.
It's a lot better than I would because I would have to keep my mouth shut. But look, I'm really glad that we have this time together. Sean, why don't you introduce our friends out there, to our guests?
Well, today on the show we have, to us, Stewart Glen, but he prefers to go by his actors, directors, IMDb name, the name you see at the, hopefully above the movie that you're in, Stewart Glen. Weirdly enough, the name his mother would call him if he's in trouble.
Oh, gotta hear this.
Stewart James Thomas Glen.
Oh,
Isn't that funny?
Can you believe that?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Isn't that funny?
we're related.
Yeah, of course we are. Can't you see the resemblance?
Yeah, that's right.
Lost brothers.
Yeah,
Right?
just like night and day.
You guys could technically swap your IDs. Right?
Oh.
Well, I don't have James Thomas on any of my IDs, so
Yeah. So
I don't even think it's on my passport.
it's
so.
on your passport. Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
But along that line, you calling me Stu, I actually, a few years ago on Facebook, changed my name from Stewart Glen to Stu Glen and wrote an article about how I was so discouraged about how Taiwan approaches learning language as a science and when it's really an art. So I'm donating my art to Taiwan and dropped it from
You know,
and I figured that would get me some likes or hits or some traffic towards my business.
And did it?
Crickets. Crickets, like pretty much everything else.
wow.
Yep.
So yeah, Stewart Glen, and it's Stewart with the liquid U, not Stewart.
Stewart.
Yeah, Stewart with the liquid EW, and yeah, I tried variations in acting school with my name. I wanted to riff on the Captain James T. Kirk, and I tried Stewart James T. Glenn, and but my acting teacher said Stewart Glen, that's your name, don't change it. You know.
Stewart J. Glen, Michael J. Fox. You know,
Yeah, that's another way to go about it.
In the
A
name
fine Canadian actor.
Yes.
I actually served him on a New Year's Eve back in 1986 in the bar I was bartending at.
Oh.
Yeah.
And we're not sponsored by the bar. Okay.
No, not yet. But we are open to sponsorship.
Yeah,
if anyone wants to
remember
come
that.
in,
We're open for
Hey, shout out to Moosehead.
Moosehead. Yes, we all love Moosehead.
Joe O'Brien.
Yeah. Say hello to the peeps.
And Joe O'Brien. Yes, yay, Joe O'Brien. We all know who you are.
You don't know Joe O'Brien? You should.
You should.
I should.
Okay.
Do you know Joe O'Brien?
I don't know. Why should I know Joe O'Brien?
Oh, he's been around forever. He's a man about town.
Cool.
And he's a large human being.
Moving right
Biggest
along.
guys you'll ever meet.
Oh. Oh, okay. Is he somebody we should get on the show at some point?
You should absolutely get Joe O'Brien on the show.
Okay.
He loves to talk. He is, and he will bring you a case of Moosehead, won't you, Joe?
Well,
Don't break your promises. Don't break your promises.
If he doesn't, I'll give you a case from our stock.
so there we go. We can say he didn't bring one.
Yeah.
Stuart's given one. That's two cases.
And we got evidence, okay?
Yeah,
Remember,
well,
we got this recording, so you know.
I feel I can speak for Joe. Already, I've given him so much plug. I'm going to get free cases out of it. And the odd thing is, I don't drink.
This is so
Really,
one-sided.
you don't drink?
I don't drink. I gave it up about 6 years ago. I got overserved on my birthday down at another plug, the Green Hornet.
Yeah. I was there.
I don't know. Well, we met. We'd known each other for years, but we've never met face to face. And you were playing Pokemon.
I'm playing Pokemon down there, right?
I don't think it was that night, but I just.
We had a very shit-faced night down there.
Oh man, I just had a really rough bout with alcohol poisoning, and I just woke up the next morning and said, you know what, I don't ever want to be hungover again, and I stopped, and all my friends were like, a lot of people, we've all said that, I'm never drinking again. You actually followed through with it.
So now you're an outcast now.
You know what? It is so boring to go and hang out with my buddies when they're pounding them, because after a few they get the way they get.
When you're drinking
as hell. I don't go with them anymore.
They get happy.
And so how long has this been now? You say it's
6 years, I think.
6 years.
I don't need a chip or anything. I don't have a problem with it. I stopped a long time ago. I will have an occasional glass of wine with the wife at night. I might have one beer on a hot day during softball or something, but I'm never drinking to excess again.
Out on the piss on a night.
Never again.
Never again.
Never again.
Never again.
So Taiwan helped you grow up a bit, huh?
Not like you're making it sound like I had a problem with it.
I know.
No, I think, oddly enough, it was like 5 scotches and 5 beers, but I just got the spins real bad.
Mm-hmm.
I was weird interviews fodder, but I had my little stool sitting at the porcelain throne for about 2 hours. I couldn't lift my head above my shoulders because it just got dizzy and spinning. I was resting my head against the bathroom wall trying to sleep. I sweat so much. Literally, a puddle had formed around my feet that I could hear my feet splashing in. It was about 2 hours there, and then I crawled and in the fetal position, shower turned on. 3 hours lying on the floor of the shower. Thought I wasn't going to get up. I thought, this is it.
This is it.
And the wife has no idea any of this is going on. I figured she's going to find my bloated, burning corpse because of the hot water in the morning. But I just said, I've had my fun. Alcohol's not a good drug. It's a terrible, terrible drug. And just walked away from it.
So let me rephrase my introduction then. Stewart Glen, actor, director, recovering alcoholic, proud non-drinker now.
Yeah. Who's plugging Joe O'Brien and Moosehead?
Right. And it's promising
He's
two
still willing
cases.
to offer on the poison onto his mates and get us pissed
Ooh.
on the product. Right?
Boy, this is dangerous. This is dangerous for me.
Anyway,
okay.
so Stu, what we've got you here is, you're now a Netflix actor.
Yeah.
I will be.
You're going to be.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess, when it screams, you're a Netflix actor. But
I will be, yes.
You've been cast. You had a good role on what is going to be it's a mini-series.
Okay, there's a way to put this.
What is the show?
It's a limited series docudrama.
Docudrama.
Yeah. So the English name of the show is Lady the Butterfly. The Taiwanese name, it's actually, I believe it's Taiwanese, I'm going to butcher the tone.
Go for it.
Seqalu.
Okay.
Sukalwa.
Yeah.
Sukalwa.
Yeah.
This is the expert here. Sean's the expert. He's the expert here.
Taiwanese?
Yeah.
I've got 3 words out of 2 of them.
It might even be Taiyu. I'm not sure because they actually changed the name recently.
Oh.
It was called Kuele Hua. Again, tone,
Kuele,
story,
yeah.
but puppet the
Yeah,
flower.
Kuele is right. Puppet flower.
The
Kuele.
flower. But one of the indigenous communities in southern Taiwan, that was pejorative to them.
Oh, a little shaky.
And our director, Cao Daoyan, was one of the most beautiful artists I've ever worked with or met, and he was super, super sensitive. Like I'll explain the story behind it in a minute, but definitely the hero of the piece are the indigenous people of Taiwan. The story is for them. And the actors, we had so many Taiwanese and other Aboriginal actors working on it. Even like the extras, they would show up to makeup at 3 a.m. and they'd be playing corpses that have been lying on the beach for days and weeks, and they'd have to be in full makeup. And then we'd get to set, and they'd be lying on the hot rocks.
Ooh.
And
Buck naked. For what? $200 a day, right?
They would have loved $200 a day.
Oh.
800. Sorry, I thought you said an hour. 800 a day.
800 a day.
Yeah.
800 a day.
Yeah.
That's NT.
Yeah, because I remember the casting was asking me for my help because I know a ton of people and I'm pretty well connected, and she wrote it out for me, and I said, no, sorry, I can't put this out. I don't believe in slave labor. I refuse to put it out there.
Wow, that's rough.
Yeah. Okay, the story is it's a historical limited series docudrama about an event that actually occurred in 1867 off the southern coast of Taiwan, off of Kending, where an American merchant ship. What's the name of the ship?
I can't remember.
I can't remember. Okay.
Not the Endeavor. But anyway, an American merchant ship wrecked off the southern coast of Taiwan, and 14 sailors and the captain and his wife and 12 other sailors came ashore and were summarily kidnapped and executed by the indigenous people.
You mean
I believe the Taiwanese people. But I mean, this was in retribution for 200 years of Dutch oppression. And so the blue-eyed devil was something that they weren't going to put up with ever
They just
again,
offed them right there.
I think they might have kidnapped some and offed some right there on the beach. And some were taken inland and held captive. So the start of the story sees the Americans commission a Civil War general, a French-American general by the name of Legendre.
Okay.
To go and find these sailors. And these are people from actual history. It is historically accurate.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I believe the only fictional character is the titular character, Lady the Butterfly. Mm-hmm. Right? And she's the hero of the piece. But and it's from a book as well. It's based on a book. And her brother was an actual, the guy that plays her brother, the character of her brother was historical. The chiefs of the tribes are real. Tukatuk.
Tukatuk, that's a tribe? Or?
No, it's a chief. A famous
chief Tukatuk.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're the indigenous expert. So. Yeah.
There's a lot there to learn.
So Legendre brings in William Pickering, Pickering's quite famous in Asian history. There's a street named after him in Singapore. He's from the Midlands in England, from Nottingham.
Okay.
And then the Scottish physician and missionary by the name of Patrick Manson, also a historical figure in Taiwan history, the father of malaria medicine and stuff like that. He was from Aberdeen, and I played him. So the three of us, guided by Butterfly, Lady Butterfly, travel around through the south, going from village to village, looking for these sailors, eventually discovering their bodies. And we knew that all 14 were dead and that there was no hope of rescuing them. And then the political intrigue to keep the Americans from just leveling southern Taiwan. Mm-hmm. So we're lying to the American military to try and keep them at bay. And eventually, with a Qing army at our back, one of the most grueling military marches in history from Tainan all the way down into Kending, where the chiefs were confronted and given no choice, with the Qing army just sitting outside the negotiations, to allow foreigners to land without any fear of being murdered or anything. I think they had to fly a red flag or something.
To show that they come in peace.
Yeah. And that they wouldn't be
right?
murdered and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which actually, if I understand things right, paved the way for the Japanese a few years later to make a beachhead in Hualien area.
Yeah, so that's 1867 this is set, right?
Yeah.
The Rover's the name of the ship.
The Rover, the Rover. The Rover
so
incident, you can look it up on Wikipedia.
Yeah. And 1895 is when the Japanese came.
Yeah.
So it's only really a short time.
period of time, yeah.
Less time than what we've actually been here in this country.
Or in this interview, it seems. I'm 20 years here.
I'm 20 years here.
Yeah, I'm 30-something here, so I've been here a long
He's
time.
Taiwanese.
Yeah. How long did this take? Because that's a lot. Because, you have to go up and down the island and all this place.
I met with Tal Dalian in like June, I want to say, of last year. And this was a real feather in my cap. It was a casting director that I worked with in an emergency situation 8-9 years ago. It was a politician that was doing some political ad. He needed a foreigner to walk down the hall and say good morning to them. And I was like woken up at 7 in the morning. He picked me up at 9 up to Kung Chau, shot for a few hours, cash and done, right?
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Where can I find emergencies like that? I need to find emergencies like that. That would be fun.
I know. Well, again, they don't pay that much.
Well, it's times are tough. Money's money.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, this casting director calls me up out of the blue and says, I'm casting this new... It was a movie at the time, and the director is interested in meeting with you. And so he set up an appointment. I went and met with the director in his office. He didn't have me read anything. He didn't have me audition. We talked for an hour. And he offered me the part in the room.
Wow.
And the honor that he bestowed upon me with that, it's like, mic drop. You've been on a million casting calls here. If you don't wear a blue shirt, you're,
and then, you go into
the
a
monkeying that they put you through.
You're given a script with a few lines, and then you have to interpret that any way you can. You get one chance to dress a certain way.
Yeah.
Pick up a certain
they say
accent.
blue shirt, you wear a white shirt, you're not getting the part, for these commercials. It's just...
That's rough.
And they, okay, one time I have to mime milking a cow.
Ooh.
Right? And I'm a trained actor, right? So I know to leave room in my hand to, you're not going to hold the teat like that, right?
Yeah.
And I do it, and I'm petting the cow and talking to her. And the casting director says, that was so good, I'm going to show your video to other actors to show them how to do it right. Are we allowed to swear on this?
Well, I think we already have.
Okay, I'm like, fuck you, give me the part. So now, when my agent calls me for a casting, she says, what time slot do you want? You don't have to ask me anymore. I want the last time slot. I'm not letting somebody else watch my work and steal my part.
Right.
Going into
It's
business,
just-
you don't get... Look,
Do it like this guy.
Do it like this guy.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Why?
Why did you give me that part? But I've stolen parts from other people too. Like one of my first, well, not my first, but there was one where they needed a Russian subway captain. They had all the Russian models that are floating around in town for 3 months at a time audition for this. But I looked more like Sean Connery, so I got the part.
Yes,
Oh, right. Yeah.
You do.
Well,
Right.
not right now.
No, but yeah.
There's a passing resemblance if
Okay.
you squint and you light well, and
Yeah.
a little bit of prosthetics.
Sean Connery
and-
wishes he looked this good.
Ooh, remember you said that.
But so I had to learn Russian for it. And my buddy Stas, who I play hockey with, he was making sure that I was on point with my Russian. And Begotovo Pokrzeniu, I still remember the line. And it comes out, and sure enough, dubbed over the Russian. You can't hear the Russian. A few years later, I got to learn a lot of German for a commercial that's extolling the virtues of the new toll system on the highways.
That E-Tag thing, right?
Yeah, the E-Tag. And I have to learn a lot of German for this. And I have a Swiss buddy, that Luca, who's making sure I'm on point with my German. And again, dubbed over top of that.
Dubbed over top.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work. I mean,
Oh, I know.
in those situations, how do you really prepare?
Well,
like,
you do the work, right? You do the work.
I mean, you just jumping in with your feet.
And then when it airs and you realize they've dubbed over you just laugh and go, "This is Taiwan." They still paid me. It's a commercial. I'm not emotionally attached to the artistic integrity of a Du Royale commercial. Moosehead, though, I would be emotionally attached. You will get my all, Joe. But while we're on the subject of foreign languages, one of the funniest things that happened on Seqalu was, also you were asking, then we started having readings in the summer. Andrew Chow, who played Pickering, and Fabio, that played Legender and Butterfly. We'd meet in the director's office, and we'd go through the script and do some readings and make some adjustments. And so that was in June, July, and then we started principal shooting in September. I think I joined late September, early October, and I was wrapped December 30th. And I got 15 days of shooting in, but I was down in Kending for it's well over 30 days, because I know there was more days that I was down there not shooting than shooting. But that was 8 trips back and forth to Kending, and then one to the last weekend. I got 3 or 4 days in the Aboriginal village. Oh, sorry, not an Aboriginal. They built an early version of Tainan from scratch, from the ground up. It's still sitting there. It's going to be a tourist trap.
Tourist attraction for a couple of years.
And the other companies that want to have a period Chinese village will use it and stuff. But, okay. So the first scene that I'm in, that my character, Patrick, Dr. Manson, Wanbada, is in, is Butterfly is being harassed by some coolies. They're trying to extort some money from them. And I'm like a father figure to her. And so I call them out. I go to her rescue by saying, "Oh, are you here to donate blood? Come on in." And in the Aboriginal mind at the time, they thought the opium was made from human blood.
Oh,
and so it is. I know this, and it's supposed to scare them, but the lines are in Taiwanese, and Taiwanese has 7 tones, right? And I have trouble with the 4 tones in Mandarin. So 8 tones, 8 tones. So, but I'm working the lines for months. For months, I'm working these lines, and whenever I'm with a local friend, I'll drop the lines on them, and they're looking at me going.
So you didn't have like a coach? Because I've been
tons of them. Everybody was my vocal coach, and I was just freaking out about these lines because I knew Daoyan wanted to establish that my character could speak Taiwanese. Mm-hmm. Even the day of the shoot, which is the second to last day of shooting for me, we're in Tainan. In makeup in the morning, I'm practicing my lines, and an extra who is an English teacher at a school in Kaohsiung, he's on me trying to get me to do them, and the more I try them, the more they're going, no, I'm freaking out.
I got a tip for you. Next time, go to a Chinese church and practice your Taiwanese, man. It works, man. Yeah. It helps a lot. That's a good hint.
But the point of the story is we get to the set that day, and the rain had been pouring. and the area where those coolies were supposed to be, just outside my character's hospital, was a quagmire. And so Talian says, "Yeah, we're cutting the scene." So we start shooting. The first scene of the morning is me getting up, sitting down at my table, and Butterfly bringing me my breakfast. So I improvised when she walks in. I said, "Gaoza da," what's her Chinese name? Diame. Gaoza Diame. And Gaoza is Taiwanese for Taiwan. And he's like, "Oh," and I established the fact that I can speak Taiwanese just with a simple Gaoza. Yeah. So yeah, it was. I mean, I've been in this business for 35 years.
Is this the biggest thing you've done?
By far. Okay. Biggest thing on film.
Biggest thing on film.
Yeah, I've done a lot of theater productions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But this is a regular character, recurring character throughout the...
I'm supposed to be in 7 of the 10 episodes, but we'll see what the final edit is. Yeah, and he's the only sympathetic foreign guy in it. Because Legender, he's hell bent on figuring out where, and like there's one chief that he puts a noose around and he's dragging him through town and he's threatening to shoot people. The character of Pickering, who is so wonderfully played by Andrew Child. You know Andrew, don't you?
I think I did a scene with him.
Long-haired guy wearing a kilt.
Long blonde hair.
Oh, no, that's Fabio. That's Legender. That's Legender. Also a wonderful actor.
He was good. He was good.
I had so much fun working with them and with the young lady Forrest Dark that played Butterfly. They're just wonderful to hang out with. But Andrew, who is American Taiwanese, went to TAS, studied drama. I did a play with him up at the lab a few years back. The director didn't want anything to do with my attempts at an Aberdeen accent, because the Scottish is really tough. But Andrew went for the Midlands, Nottingham accent. And, the Brits, the UK people that we know are going to be all over his ass on that. But I think he really nailed it. But the band that I'm so enamored by now, Sleaford Mods. Shout out to the Sleaford Mods. Check them out if you haven't. I haven't been excited by anything in music since Stop Making Sense. Sleaford Mods. They're from Nottingham. Oh. And so I said, "Here, listen to these guys." And so, like, in between takes or when in a rain break, the two of us would go off on these Sleaford Mods lyrics. And it's like nasty punk poetry with a drums and bass beat, but like Leonard Cohen-esque poetry, punk. And so Andrew and I would be just freaking everybody out with our Sleaford Mods renditions.
I have a question. The non-actor in me, I've done little clips, I've done movies here for Japanese companies and stuff like that. And you doing this historical piece there, did it help you find out things about Taiwan that you wouldn't normally have known about or anything
Absolutely.
like that?
I knew nothing about this historical event known as the Rover Incident. I didn't have an opinion here or there about the Indigenous people. Like I said earlier, I'm a pacifist humanist, live and let live, and I believe in Indigenous rights and stuff like that. But just the people, when you see this show, you'll know how dedicated these guys were to working. And most of them aren't really actors. There's a lot of famous Taiwanese actors in this. Everybody came out for this. Everybody came out for this. Well, it's apparently the biggest budget television show in Taiwan history.
Wow.
It wasn't reflected in my paycheck. But
okay.
No. So it's you'll see us at the Golden Bell Awards for sure. It's going to sweep everything.
So this
I'm saying that now. It's going to sweep everything. And that's from the stills they showed us at the wrap party. They did a little presentation. They had like 2 or 3 photographers on set all the time, and they put a presentation of the stills, and you could see right away.
This sounds like a tearjerker, man.
It's going to be very sad. It's going to be very sad. I mean, like I say, the Indigenous people are the heroes of the piece. It doesn't work out well for them.
On the map.
Huh?
You reckon it's going to put Taiwan on the map?
Netflix. It's going to be hugely popular in Taiwan. Now, it's only rumored that Netflix is going to buy this. That's not fait accompli. No. In fact, I don't know if you heard the news, but the big grant that PTS just got public television.
Oh yeah, the English.
$4.5 billion
Yeah, that's a
to
lot.
create English format promoting Taiwan. That broke yesterday, that news,
Yes,
right?
yes.
The board is meeting to say we're not sure we're going to accept this because that will become a puppet of the government.
Oh, I see.
And it goes against their mission statement.
That makes
Anyway,
sense.
PTS is also the people.
There's an opportunity for us.
Well, I know. I called them up with Foremost. I said, well, we are the biggest English platform on net right now.
Yeah.
We'll see. Gus is involved in this. I spoke to Gus today.
Oh, Gus is involved. Okay.
Yeah, so if we try and get this thing going, Gus and I are going to pitch something. We'll see what happens. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. PTS produced this. It will air on PTS. Now, there's a woman that works for PTS. Her job is to sell this to HBO, Netflix, or something.
Amazon Prime.
Yeah. And as luck would have it, one of my best friends is her English teacher.
Oh,
And she has told my friend, who has nothing to do, he's just my friend, said Netflix is going to buy this. She's very confident that Netflix is going to buy this. So this is coming from my hockey buddy who teaches somebody that works at PTS. So there's no contract. There's nothing. Maybe I'm jinxing it, right? You know, how far does Taiwan Blends reach? Maybe I've just
yeah, we're gonna reach.
It's most likely going to air on Netflix.
You heard it here first. There we go.
Yeah, you got it here first. We broke it first.
Well, if it turns out to be true, then we've got the exclusive.
That's right.
Josh.
No.
So it's not going to drop. They say until December. I know that Dalian is he's still editing. He's not going to be finished editing until end of September.
Well, then
Principal shooting finished on January 5th.
January 5th.
But it's massive, right? It's
yeah, no, yeah, a year to edit something that big. That's,
it's
Yeah,
probably
it's
20 hours of footage that he's got to
pretty-
condense it down to.
That's a lot of dailies, boys. A lot of dailies. Oh, okay.
living in the
What am I
70s.
missing? Okay, I'm missing something. They don't do dailies anymore, guys. Come on, man.
Yeah, we shoot on video now.
Yeah, it's all digital.
You can see it right then and there.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
I see. That tells you how old I am.
The last time you were
He was back in the
They have
Japanese
sound
movies when they were
now
saying,
in movies
"Wakamaska."
as well.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, that's
Sound
James.
and color.
Yeah, oh, yeah, color. They're still using it. Oh, okay.
Just, the crew, also hard working. They had a whole bunch of interns that I just fell in love with all these ladies and young men because they work so hard and they're getting college credit for it. And they lived down there for 3 months.
I've seen the young film crews here through the 48 hours and those different competitions, and there's so much talent.
Yes.
And
And dedication.
dedication to creating their craft. They do lack a little bit in the storytelling and the acting
For
ability,
peanuts.
but their craft work.
Yeah, and they're efficient as F. Like with COVID shutting down the industry worldwide and us on top of COVID in Taiwan, I'm surprised that more production companies aren't heading this way. But I also am not surprised because while we have probably the most efficient crews with, sea to sky landscapes,
Right.
And stuff like that, safety is a big issue here.
Yeah, well,
I'm trying to collect a compilation of horror stories from sets to convince a friend of mine he's the head of IATSE, IATSE, the union for crews.
Oh, right.
oh, there's a union here. Sorry.
No, not here.
Sorry.
No.
Okay,
No
sorry.
union here.
See, I'm not a smart guy. Okay.
We'll get onto you.
IATSE in Alberta, Canada.
Okay, got it.
And so I was on a set one time for Oppo cell phone, and the guy that played the boyfriend in not Eat Drink Man Mode, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Oh,
The
Wuhan
boyfriend.
Changlong.
He was the star of this thing. And there's a lot of wire work and stuff like that. And there was a stunt crew on set. And I was on a show I wasn't working. But I'm always interested to watch the stunt guys work. So I'm sitting there watching them practice, and this guy's jumping from the first floor into the B1. It's an atrium that goes up 3 floors, and he's kind of hanging off and turning and jumping onto these mats. Now, 2 gym mats this thick, half a ping in size. And then he now, instead of hanging off the railing, he tries it again at not the railing, but the foundation. So you know, and he's spinning and landing on these mats. And they, okay, let's do the shot. And I said, this isn't gonna go well.
Right.
And I never ever bring my cell phone onto set. It's completely unprofessional. But I said, this isn't gonna go well. I went and grabbed my cell phone, you know, filming it.
Yeah, the old sneaky film.
And yeah, you can hear the bone break.
Ooh.
You know, because now he's standing on the railing and he does it, and you can hear it in my video of it.
Oh man!
And now I had just worked on another commercial 2 weeks earlier, where the producer of the show was just micromanaging everything, and this is the problem. The sets are run by producers who are money driven, and this guy on this commercial. It started off great. The director was really cool. It was a lot of extras, but they were, you know, young, cool-looking extras, and they had a beautiful waiting area, and we were having great conversations while we were waiting to be called. It was having so much fun. But the producers kind of sitting in the back drinking wine with some people, and he eventually ends up taking over the set. Mm-hmm. And the director's now the DOP, he's carrying the camera, and I was just like, this guy's a dick. And then he's the same producer on this Oppo commercial. Again, you know, let's go, I don't care. So that's why unions need to make their way to Taiwan.
Okay, so this
for
safety.
unions.
well, this adds to another question that has to do with culture and how they do business and how, you know, things are done as compared to where we come from, because you know, you respect the person who is a higher rank, high rank.
Yeah.
On,
Well, he's
on
a law
set,
man, right?
regardless if you are, you know, working in an office or flying an airplane. You know, there's many incidents, especially when pilots are flying, when they see the captain doing something, the co-pilot's like, should I tell the captain he shouldn't
they
do
wouldn't
this?
do that. Yeah.
You know, could that be a factor in this
come on,
situation?
it's Taiwan, right? We've all lived here. Well, we got 20, 30 years. We got 70 years between us. We love it here.
Yes.
Taiwanese people are the sweetest, kindest people
I have to say,
going.
I have to agree.
But
must agree.
one of the worst classes of people I've ever met is the Taiwanese Laoban.
I think that goes anywhere.
No,
I think that goes
it's
anywhere. Man.
exponentially worse here. Yeah, maybe Japan, maybe China, maybe Korea is the same, but it's exponential. We've all had dick bosses back in our home countries, in Kiwi land, in America, in Canada. What's the name of your country?
Aotearoa.
Yeah.
We've all had dick bosses, but we've also all had good bosses who recognize that humans are a resource.
Right.
You know, but every single boss I've had when I was working here
is top down.
Just you know, I'd like to, if I could, punch him right in the nose.
But I see that changing, though, and I think it's because
I haven't had a boss in a long time. So.
Yeah, well, I see that changing because of...
Because you're a boss?
Well, because of people now, the younger generation is getting different type of, how would you say, contact with how things are done in other parts of the world.
Well, yeah.
In order to balance within that, you have to learn. Taiwan is doing a lot to bring in foreign talent. There's, you know, we have a certain types of visas now that are...
The gold card.
Yeah, which is, I think it's going to help Taiwan if, you know, managed properly. I think it will help. But I think this type of learning about how others do things in a particular market that already has a standing is going to put Taiwan ahead in a lot of places.
You're preaching to the choir. In the 20 years I've been here, I've seen so many changes and so quickly where, like, the 30-somethings are breaking from the traditional family values of, you know, being subservient to the mother-in-law.
Which is not bad. I mean,
no, it's great.
Oh,
They're becoming, that's like the first sign of liberation, right?
Yeah.
Because their mothers were whatever the husband's father said goes. They were basically slaves to the mother-in-law.
Would you call that adaptation?
Evolution?
Evolution, okay.
Yeah, well, just growing up, right?
I'm maturing. And now the next, like the 17, 18-year-olds, they're if they want it, if they're an artist, they'll go down to Kending, put the hat out, and play the guitar, and not worry about the parents saying, "Oh, you'll never make money," or not letting the parents lock them in the room with the math books. And I'm seeing the parents of the younger, this up and coming generation now, more open to paradigm shifts in education and things like that.
You and I can talk about that forever because this YouTube culture
there's going to be another.
A lot of people.
We're going to have another session when we talk about education.
Yes,
but we're here to talk about the art of acting.
Yeah,
the art of acting, the art of filmmaking,
theater as well. Theater as well. Yeah,
please.
So let's think about this then. Acting is an option as a side gig for many people. What advice would you have for a person? I'm teaching. I want some extra money. I've got my open work permit. I want to get in. I want to get.
You have the open work permit is the first thing, but you don't need it. You don't need it. And let me just back that up a bit. Modeling is an option.
Well, yeah, modeling.
Okay. What I do is a craft. It's acting. I would say the same for you. Yeah, the same for you. I mean, you're an actor. You don't go and do background work for $600 an hour, do you?
Well, not anymore. When I was starting out, I just wanted to get out and get into it.
I did one background work for a music video because my agent was really pushing. This is going to be fun, and it was one of the most fun gigs I ever worked on. And it was in a typhoon and heavy makeup, and it was a crazy ass experience. But $600 an hour is like my agent knows not even to bother me unless it's a speaking part. Right, or it's paying a lot.
Yeah. I mean, you
like the last one I did was $25,000 for 6 hours of work, and I said nothing. I'm in the scene in the commercial for less than 4 seconds. So sorry. So my agent knows that's the kind of work that she can offer me.
Yeah, but that's after you're established for a little bit.
Yeah, well, but no, I've never done background work.
No,
never. Because, that's the thing. There's lots of work out there. You're asking for advice for people that want to crack into the business. You do background work. You get out there. Make sure the agent knows that she can count on you. And the only agent, the only agent worth their while is Ponny at Talking Talent in Taiwan.
Yeah, TIT. Huh? If you want to break that, it's TIT. Talent in Taiwan. Yeah. TIT, and find Ponny.
Yeah, find Ponny. We'll put her. We'll put the Talent in Taiwan. Link.
We put it right down
below in the comment section
notes.
in the description. Ponny is the hardest working agent for this kind of work, for the TVCs, the commercial work. Ponny had nothing to do with what I did.
She's not casting feature films and stuff like that.
If she's casting you for, like when Scorsese came to town, or when they shot Lucy, that's background. And she'll cast for that. But that's how you break in. Go do the background work. Go take $200 an hour and a free lunch. To be hanging around on set all day doing nothing.
For a completely novice actor who has
somebody that wants
before, right?
It's a part-time job at best, even for myself. It's always fun to go in at tax time.
Meet new people.
and like watch the look on the faces of the tax lady when she sees what the bottom line I made is, and she goes, "But you're a foreigner. How can you make such little money?" And I said, "Look at my job description."
I always worry when I go with my text. I'm like, how do you survive on that amount of money? And my wife tells me, "Oh, don't worry. Everyone knows people have special jobs in Taiwan."
I have a special wife that is very generous to me, and you got to have somebody in your life that's supportive.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like the project I'm working on right now, she was just saying the other night. Because she loves her job. Katie, the Zumba instructor to the stars, she manages her. Kathleen Batchelor, she's the big Zumba instructor in town, and my wife manages her, and she's doing great things with her. But the other day, she's just kind of in a low spot in her life at the moment. She's usually really positive, but she was expressing how doesn't have passion for anything because she's watching me do these Zoom rehearsals that I've been doing lately, and I'm in my element. I'm directing 9-10 people on a new play, and I'm just having so much fun, and so it's kind of she's getting jealous of my passion.
Yes.
Right. So yeah.
Yeah, you know, being a foreign national outside your home nation, sometimes you get that up and down.
Everybody does.
Yeah, everybody
No matter
does.
where you are, even in your home nation.
Yeah, oh,
No,
yes.
my wife is one of the most positive people I've ever met, and you know that goes to her support for me. You know, I mean, we have a side business that we're trying to grow that's in the education, language education, language confidence business.
Right.
Yeah.
But she sees when I'm working as an actor how engaged I am, how well I sleep at night. You know,
Yeah.
you know, and
you
she's
come home
completely
covered in
supportive of
makeup
that.
and-
Come home and makeup and
yes,
Yeah.
I did it today. Today was
Yeah.
a great day on set. You know, I was the star of the commercial.
Yeah.
And this happened and
Yeah.
that happened.
And she knows she'll always get a little extra slap and tickle.
yeah, yeah. Oh, at least it's-
Sorry, honey. I don't know what I'm saying. These guys
no,
are crazy.
we have nothing to do with it. But at least it keeps you healthy, right? But yeah.
Healthy and young. So, number one, okay, not what should you do if you want to break into this business, things to watch out for.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Let's go into
Things
this.
to watch out for.
Yeah, this is.
Unscrupulous agents. They're everywhere here.
It sounds like home.
No.
Another level here.
The agents at home
agents.
work for you.
Okay.
I had one of the best agents in Vancouver who was getting me out to X-Files auditions and stuff like that. And he was a wonderful man who was so supportive of me. And I never earned him a dime because I was a little fish, big pond in
Right.
Vancouver. But he stuck by me and he worked for me. Here, we get the feeling that we're working for them.
Well, they're working for the producers, right?
Yeah, they
They're
are.
trying
They
to
totally
cut
are.
Costs and,
You know,
there's no.
so Ponny, when you work with Ponny, you'll see she's always standing right there beside the director, and she's right when you're getting notes, when you're being told what's expected of you. She's there if you need translation. She's always there at your
Sounds like-
casting.
sounds like a bodyguard.
She's
got one of the-
she's supporting. She's there doing her job.
Wow.
Whereas I've had other agents and agencies working for me, and the director's looking for them. They're off in the back talking to the costume lady, and they have to come running out. They're just lazy, and they're just choose your agent wisely. And I'm serious. There's nobody out there except Ponny. There's another one who is a very nasty lady.
Yeah.
That you should absolutely avoid.
And we will not talk about.
No, I said enough.
There's a
said enough.
bunch of them.
But there are a lot of fly-by-night ones. The jobs you find on even my own Facebook group, which I vet. I'm very serious about vetting any jobs that are tried to post on foreign actors and comedians in Taiwan. But there are so many other groups that you see these jobs out there, and you look at the price, and you know that agent is taking 70 or 80% cut.
Yeah. And just
But then
for
it's the work
information,
permits. The real danger is the work permits.
Work permits, right?
Yeah, because there's been people deported over this.
Right.
Where they're told, oh, no, you don't need a work permit. They go to set, and then another agent that's not a very nice lady will squeal on you. Phone the Foreign Affairs Police or the immigration on you, and then you're out of the country.
So a real quickie for an outsider guy like me. What's the best funnel then for people who we see messages all the time of people talking about, oh, can I go to Taiwan to do this, and that? What's the best funnel for people who are actors, whether full time or part time or classically trained like you? I mean, what's the best
Gary
funnel?
Gitchell. Gary Gitchell, who's SAG, he's Screen Actors Guild
Here in Taiwan.
Well, he didn't get his SAG card here.
Oh no, right. Oh,
He got it in California, and he was bopping around Asia here and there, and he loved Taiwan, and he applied for the gold card, and he's one of the few people that has gotten the gold card. So he's got an open work permit, and so he's doing a lot. He's actually didn't he do a show in Japan?
Yeah,
too. Something about our high speed rail, but in Japan.
Yeah. So
And he's a wonderful man and a really good actor, and he got the gold card. So that's like fast tracking the APRC, basically.
Yeah.
But you need a track record.
Yeah, you've got to have documented proof that you're
Lots
working
of it.
An actor in your own country. And
Actor,
it's
dancer, musician.
model, portfolio.
Yeah, you have to have a
just some
portfolio,
proof,
you know.
right?
So you have to bring that, like, say, to
You
the.
have to be an artist.
You bring that. What's the step by step I get here, I have my
We
documents.
have our APRCs. So
Well,
step by
okay,
step
so
is take a
I-
teaching
I
job for
actually-
5 years. Don't leave the
I
country.
did ring Ponny about this because I'm trying to get a young
Right, you're
friend
telling me about
back
this. Yeah.
into Taiwan as an actor, right? Because he doesn't have a degree, can't come here as a teacher.
Right.
My daughter's boyfriend. I like him. I want him to come back.
But maybe we don't want to talk about this on the air.
But anyway, so the point is,
Yeah.
what does he need to do?
Right.
To
Yeah.
get.
And even
to come
Pony
back
to
here.
get him like she can get you a 3 months performance
Yeah,
permit,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
A PWP, performers work permit. I've helped people get those before, but again, you still need a track record. You still need a DM for a show you did as a DJ in some club or
Okay,
something
so
like that. Yeah.
if I'm a break dancer, and what's my document? So I got this pictures of me,
Well,
break
being in a
dancing at
breakdance
the
competition.
okay,
maybe,
or
you
not,
know,
not
and there's
break
video
dancing in the
of it.
subway.
Video from you from a nightclub. Being
Okay,
a DJ there.
No, collecting money in your hat is not going to get it for you.
That's what I'm trying to talk
you need
about,
to be
right.
a professional performer.
okay. So this professional,
Yeah. Well, this all comes
pay-
from back
payslip, right?
back in your early days in Taiwan.
Right.
If you went out to see a live band back in the 90s, it was a Filipino cover band.
Right, okay.
And they were taking the jobs of all the Taiwanese cover bands. And so they instituted this performer's work permit. And they kicked all
Which
the
is fair.
Filipino. I absolutely agree. Like when these guys, if I see somebody on set that is sneaking on set without a work permit and stuff, now I'm never going to snitch on them, but they're going to get a piece of my mind. You're an illegal worker, right? And I don't begrudge anybody who work. I want lots of people working in the industry, but do it legally.
Yeah,
I paid my dues.
Yep.
Sorry,
Yeah.
furrowing the brow and getting angry.
Next time, this is what you should be doing.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Go teach the Bushy Band for 5 years. Get your 8 BRs. For us, it was 7, right?
I got married, so I
You
got
went the easy way.
I went the
easy way.
I went the easy way. Come on, by getting married.
yeah, because that's
You did your time.
the thing is though, to avoid this unneeded complication, also hearing a lot of naysay. Oh, you don't need this, and it happens not only here, but simply because we live here. It's just the steps you have to go through. You just have, if you have any questions, we go over to the Facebook group.
Well, the best
and-
way to find me on Facebook is through the Foreign Actors and Comedians Taiwan Facebook group.
right down.
on the link.
Yeah, we'll put that link down here. Yeah, I guess that's the contact. I have my. We'll also put the link to my professional acting page.
Oh yeah.
Facebook page for sure. That'll be the top link.
No,
It's got all my videos, commercials, and stuff. And
Well, what's your ideal daily rate?
Oh,
for
good
me,
question.
What's your going rate? What's your ideal?
well, I don't get out of bed for less than
Netflix,
3,000 an hour.
What is that NT? US dollars?
U.S. dollars. Yeah, that's right. U.S. dollars. You're absolutely right. U.S.
Well,
dollars.
it depends on the project, right? I didn't make anywhere near that on Seqalu, right? But it was an honor to be part of that. I made okay money on that, but it's a tenth of what I would have made on a union set in Canada or the States. It's still a tenth of that. So.
Do you think this is kind of why we're never going to get unionized in this country? Because we're a place to.
Well, I was saying
achieve-
earlier, we're
work is
producer driven,
achieved.
right? It's money driven, and it's not going to change because the producers will resist that. But if a Scorsese or a Besson want to come into Taiwan again, IATSE, I mentioned them earlier. Mm-hmm. So I'm pushing my buddy Damien, who runs IATSE Alberta, and he apparently is 4th down the ladder for international IATSE. I'm putting together this collection of horror stories, headed by the video of the guy breaking his leg, to try and convince him to insist that any Hollywood productions like Life of Pi, another one, right, which put Taiwan on the map. But again, there's Scorsese's. 2 people died.
Yeah.
And one really badly hurt on top of that.
Yeah, but 2 died. Scaffolding, cheap scaffolding collapsed, and 2 people died on that set. IATSE has to be the key to insist that if Taiwan wants to have these Hollywood productions come in, and Taiwan moves when there's a potential to earn international face. They'll move heaven and earth to do that.
And they've also been quite well known for buggering that one up completely. The Tom Cruise story.
I don't know this
You
story.
don't know the Tom Cruise story?
No.
So, Tom Cruise is in Mission Impossible, right? You've all seen that.
The one where he broke his leg?
No, the one where he runs around the verge.
Oh,
In was it Dubai, right?
yeah, in Dubai.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
that was supposed to be, I think, in
101?
in Taipei 101 and Mission Impossible 2.
Yeah.
He wanted to do that stunt where he ran around
101.
Taipei 101, which was the tallest building at the time.
Yeah.
And so he came in for negotiations. And I'm like, okay, it's going to be good for Taiwan. You've got the tallest building in the world. Tom Cruise is going to do it. It's going to put heaps of international spotlight in Taiwan.
Yeah.
And then the producers started getting involved and going, well, okay, we want X amount of money. No, we want more money. We want more money.
Yeah.
And they outpriced Tom Cruise, who's,
And this is documented. Is this documented stuff? This is, I mean, really.
I don't know. Where do you get documentation from?
Yeah, because
you're sitting around in bars
Insider
talking with-
information
Insider
from
information.
people in the industry.
Yeah.
I do remember hearing something about that, but so like I'm saying, if IATSE would stand up and notice what's going on here, and then if any Hollywood sets come in, any production companies come in here and insist on IATSE certification for their crews, that's step one. And then IATSE could also insist on union actors, and SAG and ACTRA come in here. ACTRA is the Canadian Screen Actors Guild. It's a pipe dream, I know. And by the time, if that ever happens, I'll be long in the grave. So
If Silence, Scorsese's film, was a SAG film,
yeah,
right, it never would have got him made. Because he was just having so much trouble getting funding for that Scorsese. You would think people would just be lining up to give that guy money.
yeah.
But he only just squeaked through by the skin of his teeth.
Yeah, so
To get that
you're right.
budget.
I mean, it's a pipe dream to get unionized here. Directors would much rather have a union because there's set rates. So the clients in these commercials, the clients are nickel and diming them to death, and the directors would just be able to say, well, actors cost this much, cameramen cost this much. Right, and they can't be nickeled and dimed. So,
But that'll take a lot of time because, for example, if you want
what, it's never going to happen. So, in lieu of that, if you're on a set and being asked to do something that you feel is sketchy, it's not worth the money, man.
Yep. Just say
That
no.
guy broke his leg for an Oppo commercial.
Yeah.
I can see dying for a Scorsese.
Scorsese movie. Yeah,
It's Scorsese. I gave my life for. No, it can be really dangerous out there, and as long as greedy producers, are looking at the clock and pushing you, and all due diligence has not been followed. Be careful. Watch your back as far as contracts go and the legality of working if you don't have your APRC, and then once on set, be careful for safety.
Can we talk about contracts? Because, I did an episode on another podcast about dual language contracts. Is that a problem here? They give you an English version or Chinese version. And
Chinese version always holds up.
Always, that's the thing.
That's the law of the
That's
land.
and that's the one most of us can't read.
Well, yeah, but
You have to trust your agent.
yeah. If you have, that's the key.
Because if you have a discrepancy, it's your agent. It's her lawyers that are going to fight for you, right?
So
you just have to trust your
don't sign
agent.
anything. You cannot.
Well, you don't
read,
sign
understand
anything
it.
anyway.
Right,
The agent is your
representative, basically.
power of attorney or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, like they say, they take 40%. Some will say, "Oh, okay, we'll take 30%," but they never show you the contract. They could be taking 70%. That's what I mean by you work for them. They say, "I will pay you this much to do this job. Take it or leave it," because there's somebody else that will come along.
The big
and do it for
warning
you.
sign is don't talk to the other actors about how much you're getting paid.
Oh, tell me about this.
And then the first thing you do is, they told me don't talk about it. So, right, hey, what's everyone getting paid?
Yeah.
And they go, wait a second, your background, and you're getting paid twice as much as me, and I'm the one with the lines. Yeah. And now, no, okay, hey, this is not right.
Yeah, no, it's there's no standard here. So it's if you can get the work, is a good part-time job. It's the most fun you'll have working in Taiwan. It sure beats teaching in a kindergarten or grade 2.
Kebabs on the side of the road.
Yes.
Oh, that could be kind of fun, I think.
Well, it's monotonous, right? I mean, you're doing the same thing every day.
And out in the heat. And I retract that.
Yeah.
You know, it is the most fun job you can possibly get. So if anybody listening to this is interested in breaking in, to get paid and learn a bit about the craft, talk to Ponny, a talent in Taiwan. Now, if you're an actor, and we're talking thespian now.
Yeah, someone who's had some training.
You don't even need training. You want to be a thespian. You're not just looking for, I was in this commercial. This is me. Oh, there I am.
Not my style of acting.
Not those people.
No.
If you want training. If you now, back in the day, we had Brooke Hall in town, and he ran the Monday night Actors Lab, and
we're not worthy.
Yeah, right. We're not worthy, right? We missed him.
Brooke.
Yeah,
I love Brooke.
Yeah,
everyone
awesome.
loves Brooke.
Yeah,
But
we
Brooke
lost
left us. He's gone, and so somebody's got to step up and fill the void.
This is a case where we had great talent in Taiwan for many, many years, but did not get recognized, and this is sad.
Well, Brooke did. Well, he brought me back. I was doing commercials, but like when I left Canada, I retired from the theater. I retired from a couple things. I figured hockey was done, skiing was done, theater is done. I'm going to go make money and be a teacher. But again, another time a director gave me face was Brooke offered me the lead in one of his plays without a casting and stuff like that, and that was a great time. But it got me back on the boards, but now older, much more mature, less ego. I actually can. For the first time in my life, will actually call myself an actor. I did a lot of theater, but I can act. But was I an actor? I'm an actor.
Okay, now what is an actor then? Is it someone who acts?
Truth.
Is it a lifestyle?
No, truth.
Yeah.
Truth.
Define this truth to a person like me.
So it's not acting. It's being.
It's being in that moment.
It's telling the truth. Tom Cruise says, "Hit your mark and tell the truth." That's what being an actor is.
Okay, this sounds like a mixture of Jordan Peterson type of theory.
Being honest in every intention, every movement, you become the character.
You're talking about transformation. That's what you're telling me.
It is because you're not there anymore. James is not there. I'm not watching James. I'm watching Othello.
Who's the gentleman that did Lincoln?
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, he's one of these type of guys.
That's one of the most truthful actors out there. Yeah.
On set, he just for that couple of months, he stays in that mode.
Well,
I mean,
for like that, he is. He's no longer Daniel Day-Lewis. He's Abraham Lincoln.
You become but the honesty of intention of every eyebrow raised is the character raising his eyebrow, not the actor. So it's tapping into the truth, and
when you're doing a scene with another person, listening, so you can live and respond.
Yeah,
to that
memorizing your line, and you're talking. I have the line memorized. That's not engaging. I have to listen to you. And then, based on what you say, filter that through my character, and then the line will come out. And then you've done the work, you've memorized the line, but when you walk on stage, it's a blank slate, and you trust that it's going to be there when you need it.
As long as you can get those lines out, your performance. You should be able to give the same thing again and again and again. So because the camera moves around.
Brooke's class was interesting, but it was like drama 101 for me. Right, he was teaching about how to turn downstage instead of upstage, and what stage right, what stage left, and there were many wonderful people who were working really hard on tough, like Death of a Salesman or some Tennessee Williams or things like that. He was giving tough scenes, but even for somebody with 100 plays on my resume and stuff like that, I was able to tap into a deeper truth in his class. I'll just cite one example of what happened. The idea was walk on stage, do something, walk off stage. So I set myself a personal task of I want to explore the art of object work, mime.
Okay.
So when you pick up a bottle, and So I walked in, I opened the fridge, pulled out a bottle, opened the cupboard, pulled down a glass, poured myself a glass, read some papers, signed the papers, took off my wedding ring, and exited. And I had people crying in the audience because of the honesty.
What's the hint then that can give?
They also knew that it was a bottle of Jack Daniels.
The way you held
the bottle. Yeah, I held it. It was a square bottle, and they could see that.
You get the little wince.
Yeah. I don't remember that, but it was amazing because somebody said, "Was that Jack Daniels?" I said, "Yeah, it was absolutely Jack Daniels." So, yeah.
What advice do you give to newbies? What kind of state? How do they get into that state, though? I mean, when I see little children, play acting, they're in that state like this.
That's total commitment, aren't they?
Well, yeah, that's total commitment.
Oh, God, I got to remember the name of this. Divergent thinking.
Divergent thinking.
You know what that is?
Please tell me.
You got one of the best videos. It's actually the number one TED Talk out there. Is the Changing Education Paradigms by
somebody.
Yeah,
Somebody.
Sir Kenneth Robertson.
Okay, yes, Robertson. This guy's well known.
And there's an amazing, those whiteboard PowerPoints. And you hear, Changing Education Paradigms. At one point, he talks about what divergent thinking is. It's being able to look at a paperclip and say, how many uses can you figure out for this paperclip? And geniuses in divergent thinking can think of 200, where most of us can think of 15 uses for it. If you're a genius in divergent thinking, you can think of 200 because you'll ask questions. Well, does it have to be a paperclip as we know it? He says, can it be 20 feet high and made of foam rubber and things like that? And he says there was a study that was done testing the ability to think divergently. And they tested 1,500 people, and they all tested above 95%, all at the genius level. It was a longitudinal study. They tested the same people 5 or 6 years later, and it dropped down to 50%. And they tested the same people 5 or 6 years later. They started off in kindergarten. Every kindergarten student was a genius in divergent thinking. But then education, this is called changing education paradigms, right? Starts to pull away at us and makes us think convergently. And so I think you're talking about children and playing and stuff like that. It's called a play.
Yes,
it's called a play.
Yeah. Right.
Player.
Yeah. All the world's a stage, and all the people, it's players, right? So being childlike, right? Having that sense of fun and exploration, and looking at the words and thinking divergently about different ways to portray the text, and then working with a director, being directable. That is, I think, the most important thing for me when I'm working on something is to listen to what my director tells me and trust him, because he's observing me and he's got the bigger picture. He or she has the bigger picture in mind, and I want to be his prop. I want to be his tool to express his message. Likewise, when I'm directing, I'm looking for actors that are going to listen to what I have to say, because I have an idea of how I want it portrayed. Now, I've been really fortunate these last 3 weeks. I've been on top of the world. And I'll just segue into this now. Is this dude requested to be a member of the Foreign Actors and Comedians Taiwan group?
Yep. Just bring your microphone in a little bit closer.
Sorry. So, I get 5 or 6 of these requests a day, and I vet them. You have to answer the questions. And his was, I've written a play, and I want to meet some actors to get an opinion of it. So I wrote to him, and I said, well, I'm an actor, let me read the play. So he sends me this play. It's called Shakespeare's Robin V. And this dude has written a 5-act play in iambic pentameter.
Stop. And what?
Iambic is right.
Iambic pentameter.
Is that news? Okay.
Now is the winter of our
Oh, okay.
discontent.
Sorry. Okay.
Iambic pentameter, 5 stress, non-stress beats.
You see, this is the problem when we get these professionals on the show. They just way
that
over
a
my head.
problem
Well, yeah.
or a blessing?
We talk about that tomorrow.
This is literally a Trivial Pursuit question.
It's okay. No, he's a layman, man.
Yes, I'm sorry.
So Jamie has written this 5-act play completely in iambic pentameter, as if it's a lost Shakespeare script about Robin Hood. But it is cheeky and funny. And I read 12 pages of the 89 and messaged him right back and said, I'm in. I'll help you. I'll help you with whatever I can, because I was splitting a gut laughing at it. Now, your mate, Toby, is the first person, our mate, because I love Toby, and he's been a big, big supporter of me. Toby Openshaw. You the man. I sent it to him, and he called me the next day. I can't share your excitement about this. And he's warning me, saying, you're going to alienate a lot of people with this. And so it was good. That was a really good note. And I went back and looked at it, because it supposes a history of Robin Hood and Richard the Lionhearted being in love with each other. So a gay Robin Hood.
Oh, okay.
And Jamie is a very fun playwright, and there's a lot of innuendo.
Another comeback mountain.
It's just like boom, 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 boom.
The central tenet of Men in Tights, Mel Brooks is.
This is my version. All other versions pale in comparison.
How terrible is it to have King Richard and Robin?
I mean,
being
Richard the
lovers,
Lionheart is an actual historical figure. Prince John is an actual historical figure, but Robin Hood may as well be. He may as well be. I mean, he's fictional, but he may as well be. It's probably one of the most done stories ever.
Yeah.
Right? This is our version of it. A lost version of Shakespeare writing about Romeo and Juliet. And I just give you one line where Richard, after figuring out that him and Robin played for the same team, is going, why am I suddenly attracted to men? He says, this has never happened before, except when I was 4. And then again, and he just starts this litany of the diplomat who was a little fat, and just going on. And forsooth, I have had a lot of. And then Robin enters the scene, going, "Dick!"
Oh, goodness.
It's that, and it's all iambic pentameter, and so what Toby told me was a warning.
Yeah.
He says, if you play this camp, it's going to piss off the LGBTQ plus community and the allies and stuff like that. And so I sat down and re-examined what I wanted to do with it. And it came to me, it's a love story. If you play it honestly, which is talking about the truth,
Right.
right? You play it honestly. Because that first read, this is offensive. But then you dig deeper and you find the honesty in it. And it's a great piece of theater, right? So I told Jamie Huss, James Huss, South Carolina, redneck hillbilly motherfucker, comes up with this beautiful artistic love story in iambic. He's a poet, and he's a historical and literature genius, and my new best friend.
A question.
You're from the Carolinas, right?
I'm from the South Bronx. That's the South I'm from.
Okay, sorry.
How about this? A question. You got the phone call from Toby, and Toby's a straight shooter, and
time,
we all know. Do you worry about getting roles or in a situation where you're acting, and all of a sudden you want? Is it possible you being canceled and this
Cancel culture?
Yeah, is it?
You know how many times I've been canceled?
Yeah, no, it doesn't exist here. I mean, does it exist for actors here?
Okay, there's one guy that's definitely canceled, but we didn't want to give him any airtime.
Would you take a role outside of your race?
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just interesting.
Would I play blackface?
No. Okay, so for example, I had got a bit of a thing where I was stereotyped as playing the Arabian.
Okay.
I was playing a Middle Eastern person in the turban, and I had like 4 commercials where I'm playing somebody of non-white descent from the Middle East.
But there's a certain vocabulary for actors like you. What do they call them again?
character actors?
No.
but is
He has another word. Your word, yeah.
I'm a whore actor.
He's called a whore actor.
If you pay me, I'll do it. You know.
You know, Taiwan is very, steeped in science, right? It's the science community and BT, biotechnology, is very big. And there's actually been a lot of requests for actors to work in labs to replace the lab rats recently, because the actors will work longer hours for less money, and there's certain things rats just won't do.
Rats won't do. Yeah.
That's the old.
Yeah. Well,
Let's get into that.
Yeah, please.
So no, I wouldn't play blackface.
No, well, okay.
But I played a German because I look like.
Yeah.
Because I played Sean Connery as a Russian.
Yeah.
Alan Cumming, great Scottish actor.
Yeah.
Played Eli Gold in The Good Wife.
John Wayne played Genghis Khan.
Oh, yes. That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Well, we can't go back to the 50s. We got to modernize it, because back in people played blackface back then.
What's the military?
Green Beret?
No, who played this? Goodness, Iron Man.
Tropic Thunder.
Goodness, he did it in blackface.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yes, Robbie Downey Jr. I mean, I didn't personally get offended by that.
No, but it was pretty walking the line, though. I mean,
yeah, but
there's only
he's
one person in the world who can do that.
the one role in the world. Okay. Actually, I absolutely have no problem with it. It was comic, and he was setting up the idea of blackface and stuff like that, and it was honest. And getting back to the honesty of it, it was truthful, right?
Jamie Foxx is his friend, so nobody's gonna give him any beef.
Okay, so Alan Cumming, the great Scottish actor, played Eli Gold on The Good Wife.
Yeah.
And Eli Gold had romantic relationships. He was there was a story arc where he's infatuated with America Ferrera, and Alan Cumming is a very out gay actor.
Okay.
Should gay actors play straight guys?
Ooh, that's another one.
Yes, why not?
Well,
Absolutely,
yeah,
why not? But that then goes against the argument: should I play an Arab?
Yeah.
Yes, I should. Right? If I'm the best actor, colorblind casting, that's been around since the 90s. I watched a great Montreal playwright, Michel Tremblay, Bonjour la Bonjour, a wonderful Canadian play about a family of sisters. And one of the sisters was a black actress. Mm-hmm. Because she was the best actress for the role. It had nothing to do with her skin color.
It was like the stage show of Harry Potter, where they cast a black lady to play Hermione.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. in the stage show of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Because in the books,
Because she was the best actor for it.
Yeah, and in the books it didn't actually specifically state that Hermione was white.
Yeah.
No, so why not?
Just before I hopped on the MRT up here, I was just killing time and going through Facebook watch videos, and there was this video about supervillains who were replaced by other actors, and it talked about Catwoman in the old Batman series, right? And it was there was these two different actors. Women actors, but then Eartha Kitt.
Man.
I know. Yeah. But as soon as she came on, they started to downplay the sexual magnetism between Batman and Catwoman because she was black. Yeah. And that's 67. That's 67.
Well, it was 67 or around 68 when...
Sidney Poitier?
No, he's going to talk about the first kiss on Star Trek.
When Shatner kissed Uhura.
Yeah, Uhura.
Barely. From kind of
freaked
behind.
Everybody out, right?
Everyone lost their shit over that one.
Yeah.
That wouldn't happen now.
The movie that exemplified race relations for me, and I saw it as a young man, and to this day the song still gives me goosebumps, is To Sir With Love, right?
Yes.
And that was England. Mm-hmm. Right, and we fast forward and watch. Today we watched 12 Days a Slave or 12 Years a Slave. 12 days.
Yeah.
12 days. And we just have to scroll down our Facebook feed and see what's going on in America right now. And so it's important to stay on top of these things because the fascists are winning. But when it comes to getting a paycheck as an actor, and you want me to play an Arab, well. Have a Middle Eastern person beat out my honesty and my truth, and then take the role from me.
So to bring it back then, so we're talking about Lady and the Butterfly.
Lady the Butterfly.
Lady the Butterfly.
Oops.
He's in the damn thing.
Yeah, look, I made a cameo.
Yeah.
I didn't have any lines.
Cameo. You appeared as Sean Kaiteri?
No.
That's a cameo. If you appear as Sean Kaiteri, that's a cameo.
Small part.
There's no small parts, just small actors.
It was a great part.
Yeah.
I'm ready to.
I'm surprised you were able to hobble your way onto that set. It's a tough set.
I have one request. I need to have a walking stick.
Yeah. They must have given you mine.
It might have been. It was quite nice.
They have a little bit of mud on the side of it?
No, they shined it up. It was nice.
Oh, they didn't shine it up for me.
A nice suit, and they trimmed my beard and gave me a nice bowler hat. And
Yeah,
I'm
they're raising and makeup there, yeah.
You know, I'm some bloody
Gentleman, yeah.
coolie smuggler.
Oh, coolie smuggler. So you
Coolie
actually had a character,
smuggler.
you were in the background. Okay, yeah.
I didn't know that exists. It's a coolie.
You know what
smuggler.
coolie is?
Yes, of course.
Bitter worker.
but
No. Where it comes from, the word? This is something else I learned on the set. Bitter worker. Coolie.
Well, I thought it came from.
Bitter worker.
But I thought it came from Mandarin. You know.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Cool.
Bitter.
Oh, okay.
Kuroji,
Okay.
the cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Is working, and so bitter worker.
Yeah, better work it.
It's like kowtow.
No.
It's a word that's been
Kowtow,
appropriated from the
Right.
Mandarin, yeah?
It's a lot of-
Kowtow,
Typhoon.
Oh, okay. Typhoon, yeah.
So going back to the question, I mean, that's
what
not
was the question?
well, being
Appropriation?
canceled, basically.
Cancel
and,
culture.
And you added,
The question I was going to say, movie about Indigenous people. Now, would it be all right for a Taiwanese person to play an Indigenous role in that?
oh,
There were, I'm sure.
Yeah. So
There was Mandarin people playing Taiwanese. If they learn the lines, can pull off the accent, and are honest and are the best actor for it, absolutely. As a director, you've got to cast colorblind. You got to get the best talent available to you, right? And if you're going to bring a more should you do the James Bond? The second one where he played a Japanese and they pulled his eyes back.
Yeah.
You know, but again, that was the '60s.
It was the 60s.
Yeah.
Is he?
And that's what the character called for. He wasn't playing a but who's the guy who used to do the descendant of the Chinese Charlie Chan?
oh yes, yeah.
That's off. Because that's stereotypical
Yes.
and racist and stuff like that. It's not honest, right?
No.
But yeah, I don't think you should play outside your race, right? To do makeup to make you look outside your
Yeah, but
race.
this is happening in India. You know, India is going through that big problem with actors darkening their skin to play certain roles. That's yeah, we'll talk about that's a whole different thing. But I got links to that.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Well, are they actually
yes, there's actually
play blacks?
yes to play darker because of the class structure, and that's why that brought that into my mind to point that question at you.
So in Bollywood, this is happening.
Correct.
Yeah, which is
Correct.
a huge industry, but I don't.
You're not there.
So-
I'm not there, and
Is that a problem?
yes.
The Indians.
Someone from a different
but they're
class.
Indians playing Indians.
Yeah, but they're playing a different
But going
class.
into different
Class,
casts.
India.
Right, they're
That's
playing a
acting.
different class.
No, I have no problem with that. That's acting.
That's
Right,
acting.
right.
Yeah.
I agree,
I
but
can
this.
play a pauper. I can play a prince.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, would I play Othello? No. Right? Othello has to be a black guy.
Whoa.
Laurence Olivier played Othello in very blackface. Laurence Olivier,
Yes,
the
yes,
greatest
no.
actor of our time. And he nailed it. But he's still, I mean, pitch blackface.
Yeah, I didn't pay attention to
But
that.
again, that was the 50s.
That was the 50s.
He would never get away with it
It was
today.
a different time. Different time back then.
For real.
Yeah. Not when Denzel's available.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Right? You know, he does this Zoom thing, man.
Yeah. So excited about that.
All right. Yes. So then,
A couple of things I'm doing on Zoom now.
right. So let's talk about the actory.
The actor workout.
The actor workout.
The actor workout? Okay. That's something I started a few months ago when COVID hit and the world started moving towards Zoom. And let's just take a sidebar on Zoom. Taiwan, we're not sharing state secrets.
Yes.
Okay, Zoom is an amazing platform. Google Meet's not coming close to doing what Zoom can do. So I thought of this idea where I can stretch my directorial skills and invite people to something that I've created called the Actor Workout. So you sign. The form will be below.
And the long
Here,
list
actually, see
below.
how good their post-pro is. The form is right here.
I think I can put that up there. Yeah, okay.
You fill out the registration form, pick a time, and I'll meet you on Zoom. And once we meet, I'll send you a script.
You bought like a monologue or a script?
A monologue, yeah, a monologue.
Yeah.
It might be, depending on how good you are, how well I know you. If I know you already and I know you're an actor, I'll send you a tougher piece. It might be from a Hollywood movie that you've seen. It might be Jerry Maguire's opening speech, right? The other day I did the Aldo Ray, Lieutenant Aldo Ray. You owe me 100 Nazi scalps.
Yeah.
With a Scottish actor. And so forced him into that Tennessee Mountain Man.
So now, this is you're going to force an accent on the actor.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, I know him, and I know what I want to challenge the actor. I want to push them comfortably outside their comfort zone. And for me, one of the most important skills, the basic skills you need as an actor, is cold reading skills. Okay, to be able, you go into an audition and you've memorized the lines and everything. They go, that was really good. Actually, we want to try you with something else. Here's some other lines. Go take a look at it for 5 minutes and come back. So you got 5 minutes now. You don't have 3 days or 2 weeks to prepare. Cold reading skills are an essential skill in the an essential arrow in the quiver of the actor skill. So I'm going to put you into a cold reading situation. Here's the script. You got 2 minutes to review it. Then read it to me.
Yep, and this we're talking earlier on about what can new actors and people wanting to get in, and I guess
this is for Taiwan right now. This is your best choice.
Yep.
Come, the first one's free, and it's like an audition. You're going to come and show me what you can do because I have other things going on. So this is your portal into getting to know me. The actors workout. We'll have the YouTube. The YouTube links are right here.
Okay.
And the registration form, again, you'll find right here.
It's going to be trouble. Okay, moving right along.
They promised me all the links I want down below. So come and take this, and then you'll read it to me, and I'll take notes, and I'll give you some notes and some suggestions on how to improve. And then I'll stop the Zoom recording and give you 10 minutes. I'll go have a cup of coffee. You go rehearse for 10 minutes, come back, present again. And I'll give you notes and take you on a deeper dive through the monologue. Give you another 10 minutes, go play with it, come back, final performance, final notes. Thank you very much. Takes about 45 minutes.
And what price?
First one's free.
First one's free.
And I haven't had a second one yet.
You haven't had a second one yet.
I've had 8 or 9 actors do this. Most notably, Michelle Gao. From TAS. Wonderful woman, my co-star in the TAS, upcoming TAS film called Cheddar. Watch for it on a Facebook
channel near you.
Facebook channel near you. Yeah. Cheddar, directed by Damien Zimmerman. Also, one of the best experiences I've ever had in my life. A short film called Cheddar, starring myself, Michelle Gao, Sharon Landon. I gave her a short monologue and made her cold read it, and she had no idea. She didn't even get a chance to read it, and she butchered it. But because it's got a twist in it, and she had no idea what was coming. That's cold reading is actually, I can scientifically define the skill. It's being able to have your eye 4, 5, 6 words ahead of your mouth.
Oh.
Right, and the further you can get your eye, then your mind can adjust how your mouth is going to say things.
Yeah,
right.
And that's the problem is when they turn. Well,
this was just a paragraph. There was no turn of the page. Yeah. When I was doing White Rabbit, Red Rabbit, we had that problem of turning the page and suddenly danced like an ostrich. What?
Oops! And they set you up to that.
Well, that's the intention of that play. Was let's stay with the wax.
Okay.
So many things we can talk until tomorrow morning about my experiences. So I want to get to know you. And then, if you want to continue with private training with me, if we click and you think I can help you improve as an artist, we'll come to some agreement.
Yeah, I do want to say there was one time we were you were directing me for something that we thought we might.
Yeah, we had
I
had a casting
session.
My short-lived agency that I started.
Yeah.
How did I do?
No. It was a great directing experience. I thought you were a really good director, right?
Thank you.
And you asked me to think about, why is this happening, and let's think about, what does that part of your speech mean, and why are they using that word?
Get into the honesty and the truth of it, right?
Get into the honesty, and then I don't know. I felt my performance.
I think I remember it, and because I didn't know you. I knew of you. We'd had interactions in the past. I knew you and Toby were really tight, but we hadn't really met. And I didn't know if you could act or not. And I now consider you an ally and a colleague because of that experience. I gave you notes, and what I said earlier about the most important skill of being an actor is being directable, and he was.
Yeah.
He didn't know me either. He had no reason to trust me. He's a whore.
He wanted to say it.
Beyond that, he was an artist, and it was I don't even know what the commercial was for. It was some bullshit commercial, but
something, right?
Yeah, and didn't matter. We worked.
Yeah, and we figured it out, and we got a nice.
Well, it's exactly what I'm doing now, but with COVID, we have to do it on the internet, and I've been able to use the platform of Zoom very efficiently. And it goes beyond this because one-on-one on Zoom is very easy, right? So the actor workout is a great opportunity to come and meet me, work with me, see if you like me, and then if I have value, I will give you return on investment. Offer me some money because I'm fucking broke.
We're actors.
Yeah, I'm a starving artist, and it's not a stereotype.
I think all actors around the world now are feeling the pinch.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Also, then you can take that experience and parlay it into joining the company I'm building of actors and directors and playwrights in what started with the Robin, Shakespeare's Robin script. We've got 15 or 16 people. I have a producer now, Kate Leahy, who's the drama teacher at American School, Taiwan. Hi, Kate. Oh, my newest friend. Are we...
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. Running out of time?
No, it's your time.
Yeah.
It's your time.
Kate Leahy is my producer, and she's been recruiting people. We got a lot of people coming out from the Taichung improv group who don't have script experience, and I'm really enjoying working with them because this is new for them to try and tackle iambic pentameter and to act with a script. Improv is a very valuable skill, but script acting, whole different game. Whole different ball game.
And getting familiar with iambic pentameter.
Yeah.
That's a skill that you should be able to just throw around.
And not get caught into the da trap. And James won't let you because he's written it like the sixth I am is part of the sentence structure, and you have to just blow through the I am. It's a stroke of genius, this play. So we're developing this company of actors, and we're meeting 3 times a week for 2 hours on Zoom. Last night we had 9 people, including James, myself, and Kate, though, so 6 actors. So we worked on a scene that had 5 actors, and there was one guy kind of sitting out there without doing anything. So Kate is also my assistant director. So I took the 2 of them, put them in a breakout room, had them go rehearse something while I'm rehearsing with this group, and then when I finished, I brought them back from the breakout room, and they showed me what they were working on. So I'm being really efficient. Yeah, you want to say something?
No. We can keep going on for another 2 hours, but we can probably say this for a part 2. What do you think?
Yeah. There's a part 2, part 3.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about Infinity Key yet.
Oh my, that sounds a little scary to me, but
you and I have talked about it. And
I
think I convinced you, but you won't admit it.
Oh, wow, there's a lot of things I won't admit. But but I'd like to thank you very much for coming up and just visiting us. And
my pleasure, guys. I wish you all the best with this podcast.
Yeah, we're trying to get the word out.
We'll get it out there.
Yeah, we'll get it out there, and we put all your links down below. I don't think we can put it over there just too much.
Yeah, I know.
Well, as many links as we can fit in.
As many as we can.
Sean and I'll talk tomorrow, and I'll give him some links, and
Yeah, okay. And if any of you would like to be on the show, just drop us a dime, leave us a message below. Sean, you want to say anything before we get out of here, man?
No, just it was good to talk to you again, Stu. And
always.
I'm really considering now. I've got to get into this Zoom acting class.
You want to do the workout?
Yeah, I've got to get back. I've been
I've been
out
telling you
for 2
for a couple
years
months
'cause
now
my
to come
legs-
take one.
Yeah, and you've convinced me. There we go. Took it to our conversation and.
I have to think long and hard about what I would give you. I'll figure something out. I'll give you something nice. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I try and make it unique for every person. Yeah. Charlie Storer, I gave him the greed is good speech from Wall Street.
Oh, that sounds difficult.
I made him do an American accent as well.
Can I choose a piece I want to work on?
No, because the cold read aspect of it.
Oh,
Right?
that sucks.
And I'm your director.
Yeah.
So let me. I know you, so I can pick a piece that I think is specific for you. And James, you should take it too, man.
Yeah, I'm always
I'll
playing
give
the
you a
bad
simpler
guys.
piece and
I'm always
come
playing
and learn a little bit about the craft. It's
why
45
not?
minute, yeah.
I'm always playing the bad guy.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh,
Can
I won't
learn
make
how
you
to
the bad guy.
be the good guy, right?
Well, look, thank you very much for joining us here at
Absolute
Taiwan
pleasure,
Blend.
guys.
And
Absolute pleasure.
until next time, everybody.
All right, this is a big
Peace
out. Peace.
Peace.
Peace out, peace in.